We've got 28 students, quite a small group. They seem to be gelling quite well together.
We try to, as close as we can, simulate a real-life clinical experience, but in a safe learning environment where the students can get feedback from patients and service users that they wouldn't necessarily get in practice.
We're told to share our stories so they could learn from our stories. How can they improve on things?
It's less nerve-wracking when we're actually on placement because we already experienced it in uni and we're prepared.
Going into communities, going into care homes and things, and you can, so they can get used to different scenarios, different people they'll be meeting.
Generally, the feedback that we've had from students has been really good. They've enjoyed the opportunity to practice some of the skills that they've learned in our theory sessions.
I love practical things. I've dressed a wound. Yeah. The patient said, "Wow, I like the way you do it. I'm happy for you to come and do it the next day."
Students have loved the simulations so far. A lot of them, it's their first time that they've tried any clinical practice. Some of them they've worked previously in other roles in clinical settings, so it's just kind of refreshing what they knew before.
There's a real range of students. Obviously at the moment it's quite early on in the course, so there's levels in terms of what people have experienced before and what they haven't with regards to healthcare. So I think the feedback, I always make sure that it's something that they can then work on.
If you were on a ward and you gave someone care, you couldn't then go back to the patient and say, "How did that make you feel? What did you think of how I spoke to you?" It might not be appropriate to do that, whereas in this learning environment, you can go back to the role player and say, what was that like? How did you feel? How did you feel with my communication? And really get some really unique feedback that they won't be able to get in a practice setting.
Oh, I think the students did really well today, actually. They were very shy to start with. Once they got into the role, a couple of minutes into the role, and everything seemed to fall in place.
It's very much easier to give feedback on something that's actually happened.
So we have a 6-bedded ward where we can simulate hospital environments or rehab ward environments. We also have some community simulation rooms where we can simulate living areas. It might be bedrooms, kitchens, dining rooms, and we can also simulate care home environments and practice nurse clinics as well.
Oh, it's amazing, yes, I'm really impressed. They've set up some lovely skills rooms and rooms like we were in today.
I've seen these facilities and I know them when they weren't the nursing suite and it was just kind of empty space. It wasn't really anything, so it was really strange to kind of one day be like, "Oh, it's ready, you can go in." It's a fully functioning hospital, I guess, in terms of looks. But yeah, really, really good, I love it.
The stimulation centre is amazing. It's really nice here, you learn a lot.
I think the practice of simulation is essential in nurse education, I really do.
It's probably more than would meet the eye, to be honest. We put quite a few hours in preparation in line for sort of a 2-hour simulation, and a lot of it's about getting role players in and training them up, getting practice partners in to help us facilitate. Then we need to write the scenarios that they're realistic for wherever the students are in their journey, work out which skills would be best for them to practice, and then spend quite a lot of time trying to juggle the timings and the numbers.
Yeah, I would love to be a community nurse because that was my first experience, and I wish I could. Yeah, even throughout my year in uni, if I'm allowed to go for my placement in the community, I don't mind, I can go.
When I came through my interview, I saw that people were quite welcoming here, they're really friendly. The environment as a whole was just green, and it's like a relaxing place. There's nothing I can say that's bad about Roehampton.
I'm enjoying every other bit. I'm enjoying the simulations. I'm enjoying the placements. They teach patients how to manage their health quite well, but it comes with the competence of how you communicate with somebody.
It's so nice to know that, you know, you're in good hands, you're in safe hands, and they've had this experience of dealing with people, not just reading it in the book.